Cessationism. Please explain it.
So this is related to the sign gifts, and it's the view that the sign gifts have ceased, that they were there in the apostolic age in the life of the church. That is, that you put this in a biblical theological context, you see that signs or miracles or wonders were there to give attestation to the prophet, to give attestation to the message. And so we don't see them all over the Bible. We see them at specific moments where God is breaking in redemptive history. We see them in the lives of the prophets as they come along and give the prophetic message and then are verified by these signs. And so it was with the apostles, and so these sign gifts functioned. As that apostolic era was then coming to a close with the canon of Scripture, those sign gifts have fulfilled their purposes and have ceased. And so we call that view cessationism. The other side of the coin is non-cessationism, that sees those sign gifts continuing in the life of the church. And the challenge with that non-cessationist view is ultimately, I believe it's a challenge to the sufficiency of Scripture. That we have in Scripture all that we need for life and godliness, and we don't need these signs to come along. And it's very fascinating, even as you look at the author of the book of Hebrews, early on in those verses of the opening of Hebrews, speaks of how it was to them, the apostles, that were the signs and the wonders, that it was attested to. And there's even a distancing there, as Hebrews is one of the later New Testament epistles. And so we see it even within the canon of Scripture, this reflection on the purpose of the sign gifts. But cessationism is these sign gifts have ceased with the apostolic era and the closing of the canon.
Just to add a footnote, and that's exactly right, but to help you with that in the contemporary setting, the only people who openly and publicly claim sign gifts have bad theology. And if God was going to validate anybody, it wouldn't be them.